Good Saturday morning to you, or whenever I post this video. Alright, so I'm on my way to the grocery, but with a twist. I like to window shop for bases, even though I don't need any, and I don't have any money. So no worries, I'm not coming home with anything new other than groceries. But there's one base I'm totally lusting after and I'm saving up for, because it's just, to me, it's the be-all end-all. And I happened to click on Guitar Center. Oh yeah, because they had a used one of the one that I really want. So I'm heading there right now, because who knows when someone's going to swoop in and buy it. Even as a used, I can't afford it. So again, no worries. It's kind of like getting a used Maserati. You know, it's like, well, no, not today. But anyway, I gotta know. Like, first of all, I gotta know if it's worth saving up for. Really, that's what this is really about. And also, this is just such a fantastic opportunity to get up there and hold it in my hands and know like what this is, because it looks great. I've seen videos and kind of a general understanding how it sounds, but get the data, man. Go to the real place, as they say, and I'm on my way. So onward. Okay, really? Oh my God, I'm holding it. Wow. With the nice scratchy strings. Hoping I can get this plugged in. Okay, so right off the bat, the back of the neck's actually kind of rough. I have no idea what the tone is. I have no idea what the knobs do. I think I've sussed out where the volume is. Trying to get everything at détente. It's a beautiful looking bass. It does have the battery in, so there's that. Is this playing? Yes. Alright, I just need to hunt up a cable, so give me a minute. Alright, I stole a cord off of an amp. Just remember to put it back. Alright. So sorry about these. Just the switchy thing for the humbucker action. Because my understanding is you can split the humbuckers, which I can't do on my Schecter. So the neck pickup. Bring this up a bit. Plugged into a crate amp. Let me flatline the amp here. That's a little better, huh? For EQ, of course. Okay, so where are we at? Neck pickup or bridge. Got more meat and potatoes there. Myself in here. This is one of those stores where it says mask optional, so let's be optional about it. Does it slap? slap. Okay, well, here's what I'm learning. I hate to say this. I think I'm going to have to save it for something else. This is why you get the story. You don't look at pictures online, and you don't look at YouTube videos and base everything on that. So, why I'm being cooler out in the sunglasses. I'm so glad I have this opportunity to try this out. This is not, like, I looked at their national listings of all they're used, and this is it for the country at Guitar Center. So if you've been lusting after this, well, it's here in Winter Park, Florida. I think they ship, like, if you are in some other state, I think you can tell them, like, if you want it, here it is. For me, it's not appreciably different than the Schecter I've already got. Yes, there's a little bit more bells and whistles as far as, like, being able to switch between the humbuckers and go front and back. From what little I was able to do with it, but they had a busted tuning head on the one in Orlando. The Omen is like $550, and I thought that was perfectly fine. And for $800 less than this, again, this is used, so it's a mere $1,000. Good to know, though. I mean, I'm so glad I can do this. I'm just so disappointed, because here's the hard, cold reality, folks. You don't play looks. Okay, people can't hear the looks if they're just hearing your song without seeing you play what you're playing. So your guitar could look like garbage, it could look fantastic, but if it doesn't kind of, like, I guess, do anything for you above and beyond what you've already got, I can't justify this. So Jamie will be happy to know that. Jamie will be especially happy to know that I didn't run out and buy it and then be disappointed later. Now, had I never got a Schecter, I'd be, like, over the moon. But I've already got one, and it's just playing the exact same for more money and looking fantastic. So, I mean, again, Schecter, I was saying in the previous video, Schecter guitars look fantastic, but, you know, it can't just be looks alone. So, you know what? They got some other bass here that I want to check out. So while I'm being left alone in my own devices, let's check them out. Bonus time. All right, this is get back here. This is a Fender, or not a Fender, it's a Squier PJ. It's from Indonesia. My first bass was a Squier HM bass from, like, '89, I guess, turns out. I found a picture of it online. I was so happy to find it. And I miss it so much. I really wish I could get it back and, like, have another chance at it. So this is not that bass, but it's a PJ. So I'm curious to revisit a Squier PJ and see how it is. So let's turn this amp on now that I'm plugged in. What do we got? Let's roll the tone off to start with, because that's where I live. That's... if I own this, it's got to get some love. Looks nice. It's nice and wafer thin in the style that Fenders are wont to be. Now, I said I wasn't coming home with a new bass. But here's the thing, though. I mean, nice to know it's 144 bucks, and I have that in my savings. But let's just not be kooks here. All right, let's play the same thing I played on the Schecter. It's just my made up thing. I just want to noodle. Okay, let's bring the tone up. Really, I hate to say, like, this is just a passive bass, and this just feels like it's got more meat and potatoes than the Schecter does on this front pickup. I really hate saying that. But here we are. Alright, neck pickup. This is typically the pickup people crab about, that it's underpowered. I can kind of see that compared to just right off the bat. Beef. Asparagus. Maybe we bring the tone up. 50%, and let's crank both. Alright, so this is why I'm not coming home with this. I'm not really getting anything out of this. This, yeah. But I have this. I have the Donner at home with an Elnico, so this is not selling me here. For like, if you're like buying a first base and you're here at Winter Park and you see that this is 150 bucks, this would be a good starter base. I wouldn't say no to it, but I don't need it. Now Jamie is chiming in somewhere in life saying you don't need any, but you know, really, you know, you got to pick your shots here. I mean, I'm not made of unlimited funds here, so I said it's got to be something really compelling, and I'm already bummed about this deal here. So, all right, there's one other base to look at for a double bonus. Another Squire. China. This is a 5-string jazz. As you may have seen in a prior video, I was kind of dissing jazz. Not dissing. Look at it. Fretboard's bone dry again. Doing the neck pickup. I don't do drop D tuning, so that's the selling point of the 5-string, is that I would just be able to just drop down and hit whatever. But I'm trying to think of like what I would need it for as far as drop D lately. It's not to say like nothing ever, but other than being bone dry, I mean, the neck itself is nice, the feeling's nice. It's another thin fender. Let's bring the tone all the way up. It's not as plucky as the ones at Sam Ash. Noisy tone. making me appreciate those Sam Ash ones more as far as the sound. Don't want it, but I get it. Like, I get it more why people like it. And I was thinking about it today, like, you know what the jazz basses are probably really good for is fretless. So that plucky tone plus fretless, I could just imagine that's like, well, very jazzy, I would imagine, right? But, so now the reveal, I don't know if this has already been showing up, for a 5-string. Whew, that is tempting. Because in the realm of other bass to ever want or need, 5-string is definitely in there. But here's the thing about 5-string, you've got to incorporate it in your playing. Right now, I don't play a 5-string, so it's not natural to me to drop down. This is a muting nightmare, and I'm already having muting nightmare problems with a 4-string. So I don't need this. And again, this is one of those, I could very easily come home today and tell Jamie I ain't sorry because it was $134 used for a 5-string. I can't justify it. I just can't. And I've got the money, so it's not even like, you know, well, we could eat food or we could have this to juggle. So again, your hip tip for the day is just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right, before I blow out of here, some appreciation for the amp I was using. A crate, baby. $49 for a 25 watt. Not bad. It had some oomph to it. I liked it. But I got an amp. I don't need this. It was just one of those like, wow, great, really. All right. Contrast that with a Fender Rumble 15. This is what I was talking about. You're paying for the name. So, yeah. Also, Florida's weird. Or at least this county is weird if it's not Florida. It's like buying a gun. You can't just take some of this stuff home. I didn't even look at like the availability of some of this stuff. Typically there'll be a thing on there saying you can't take it home at all until whatever date. So like this stuff, you're fine. You can do that if you want. But other ones, there's like a waiting period. And I think it's like they treat it like pawn. And it's like seller's remorse, I think, is what they're on about here. Like it's a 20-day hold to make sure that the people really aren't going to change their mind, I think, before you're in the clear that, okay, yes, you can buy it. All right, it's time to do the actual grocery shopping now, but I just wanted to wrap things up a little bit. One thing I did do that I didn't film because I wasn't able to plug into an amp to like check it out, but just on pure feel, I got to mess around with some Sterling Stingrays. Here's what I learned. And this is pure feel because I can't judge the tone because I didn't plug it in. Great for slap. I knew it, but I didn't know it until I picked one up. And yeah, big time. If you're gonna slap, Stingray, baby. Oh yeah. But in terms of pure feel beyond that, didn't love it. So it's one of those that if I'm like really a slap fiend later, then I'll revisit the Stingray. But there's this, I don't know what his name is. His channel is AMP, so like if you just search for amp, then it'll come up and good luck. But he's a gigging bass player. I want to say in Utah. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I think he might have moved. But he had a video, like I don't want to like steal his content, but the point was he's like, there's really 3 basses you'll really ever need. A P bass, a jazz, and a Stingray. And then if you've got that, you've pretty well got everything. And then he goes out and buys a 5-string Yamaha, so much for that theory. But to his credit, 1 5-string. So as you saw in the earlier stuff, yeah, they had a 5-string, yeah, it was cheap. But yeah, it was cheap. And it didn't compel me to want to grab it for cheap. I feel like there's other 5-strings I could just order online and get and get better quality than that. So that didn't move the needle. But anyway, this is one of those, like, I think this is why people bite their nails about Guitar Center going out of business. And to be nice and fair about it, I did buy something on my way out. So unlike Sam Ash, when I really was flat bust, otherwise I woulda, coulda, shoulda done that there as well. So I'm going to have to circle back and try Sam Ash again and buy something there. Being able to go to a music store, whether it be a big box or anyone else, being able to at least like handle the merchandise, that's a very valuable resource. And you don't get that scrolling through, well, their website or Amazon. Let's again be real about what people are doing, or Sweetwater or Z-Zones. It's cool to know they've got all that variety, but until you order it online and get it home, you're really left in the dark as to whether or not you made a right decision. So I like this. I'm gutted that my dream bass wasn't all it was cracked up to be. But again, that's, as I said, if I didn't already have a Schecter, then it'd probably be like the revelation. But it's not appreciably different than what I've got. Now, feature-wise, and then like the Fishman Confluence or Fishman Fluence pickups and all that, yeah, I mean, arguably better than the ones that they come with on the Stiletto Extreme 4, but not wildly better. So, doing the shrug. What can I do? Now, I've got Ernie Ball Slinkies on my Schecter, so I'm curious to try these Roto sounds. These were on clearance, so it caught my eye. And everybody hates everything, so I'm not going to get into it about whether or not they're any good just on principle. But I'm curious to try a different brand out than I'm used to. Could just be that zippery sound again. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have to go get groceries and get back into Jamie's good graces.